Hey folks, Wes here checking in. Hope everyone is doing well. I just wanted to share with you all some recent hospice thrift store finds. These are purchases made over 2 different trips to hospice, my favorite thrift store in town here for finding records. Um, so these were all 45 cents a piece as I get 10% off, so they're all 45 cents a piece. Some interesting stuff. A lot of this stuff is just something that I bought just to listen to once, just to hear what it sounds like. It's always fun just to spin stuff you haven't heard, and a lot of this stuff are things I haven't heard. There are some things in here that I've been looking for, so that was cool. So let's go ahead and get into it. First thing we got here is the DBs, The Sound of Music. Don't know anything about the DBs, but they're on IRS, so it should be pretty interesting stuff here. This is from 1987. I got a compilation, an import compilation here from Germany. This is called Fine Time Winter Love Songs. It's got a lot of 80s stuff, Spandau Ballet, In Excess, George Michael, Sade, Genesis, T-Rex, Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush, Don't Give Up, of course, House Martins, Depeche Mode, Doobie Brothers, Enya, Yellow, a lot of great artists and songs on here, and so I thought I'd go ahead and pick that up for cheap. That'll be fun to listen to. A copy of Cat Stevens' Tea for the Tillerman. I wasn't sure if I've had this yet. I know it's not in the actual collection, but I'm not sure if I have one of these in the inbox or not. But I went ahead and grabbed it. Got a copy of, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, this is Jimmy Spheris, The Dragon is Dancing. Interesting looking cover art. Did a little bit of research on this, and I think it'll be something I will like, so I look forward to hearing that. Another album from the DBs. This is called Repercussions. Kind of lousy album art there, but it was another one from the DBs, and this one's on Albion Records. It's from '82. Got another copy of An Unsuch Christmas. I already have this, it's already in the collection, but I love it so much I want to give it to somebody, so great Christmas music here that doesn't sound like traditional Christmas music, so definitely wanted to grab that so I can share it with somebody. Alright, we got a copy of Joan Baez, Any Day Now. This is a Songs of Bob Dylan, so it's Joan Baez doing Bob Dylan songs, so I thought that was really interesting. I'd never seen this one before now. Really cool pickup for not much money. And then another Joan Baez. The cover is in rough shape on this, but it looks like it'll play, so at least I can hear it and decide if I want to find a nicer copy of this one. But this is Baptism. I guess I should be showing the inners on these gatefolds. Show that one. Here's the Bob Dylan one. Bob Dylan songs done by Joan Baez. Alright, then we got the Bachelor Party soundtrack. That'll be a fun spin. 1984. This is also on IRS Records. I got Oingo Boingo on here, Flesh Tones, REM, The Alarm. A couple of bands I recognize. So that'll be the final thing from the first trip. We got a copy of Walter Carlos or Wendy Carlos's Switched on Bach. It's cool. I've been looking for this for a long time. I've seen it a few times, but it's been just totally thrashed, and finally found a nice copy of this. So glad to add this to the collection. I'm sure I'm really gonna enjoy this. I really enjoy the early electronic music, so definitely am going to enjoy that. That's a classic, and I knew it wasn't something I needed to spend money on. It's just something I had to wait for it to come around. So this here's another stack from the second trip I made just this past Friday. Went out looking for a copy of Ebb Tide by Earl Grant. Somebody on the VC was on the Facebook page was asking about that. And I thought, if it's out there, it'll probably be at Hospice. I didn't see one. You know, the one time you don't see that record when you need it, it's not there. So, but I was out there looking for it, and I did find some other things. We got the Ventures 10th anniversary album, which is another one. I do already have a copy of this. I bought it at the antique mall, but wanted to grab another one of these. Really nice embossing. So I got an extra copy of that. Don't know much about this, but the cover was interesting and just seemed interesting. So this is the Sandpipers with Softly. The Ventures do Hawaii 5-0. And this was funny. Another clean copy of Switched on Bach. So this is actually I have 2 copies of this now. Waited so long to find a clean copy, and then I find 2 within a week. Pretty funny. The Best of Cannonball Adderley. This is in a digipack. Unipack, I guess, not a digipack. Cool find. Anthology of the 12-string guitar. Glenn Campbell, Mason Williams, Joe Maphis, Howard Roberts, Billy Strange, James Gwynn, and Bob Gibson. So that ought to be some really nice picking on there. 12-string guitar picking. This one was just too funny after I went down to Tampa and bought a clean cotillion copy of Tarkus. What do you know, one shows up at the thrift store for 50 cents. So another copy of Tarkus on cotillion. Another really nice clean copy of this. And it's just ridiculous that after I pay money for this, I find it at a thrift store. But whatever, what are you going to do? We've got a couple of Mystic Moods orchestras. I enjoy listening to these. They seem kind of cheesy, but they're fun to listen to, fun to put on at night. We got this is Extensions by the Mystic Mood Orchestra, and English Muffins by the Mystic Moods Orchestra. All right, next up, a really cool find for a thrift store find. We got John Mayall's Moving On. Really cool thrift store find there. I got another Firesign Theater. This is called Waiting for the Electrician or Someone Like Him. And probably the most interesting and hilarious finds from here, we got The Sounds of Love, A to Z, it doesn't even say on here. On the cover here, I think it is. Fred Miller. Alright, Fred Miller composed this. It says, seriously synthesized on the bottom. And if you read the back, sensuously synthesized. Dim the lights, hug something warm, and surrender your ears to the supremely sensual intermingling of passionate sighs and pulsating electronic music. Yes, The Sounds of Love, featuring the recorded verbal offerings of 2 very emotional, ardent lovers, is played against a backdrop of skillfully synthesized chords, and it builds to a frantic climax of unequaled in the most explicit annals of human experience. Let the sounds of love seduce your imagination, release your inhibitions, and guide you to new exciting vistas of pleasure beyond all expectations. Listen along with somebody you love, someone who appreciates beautiful music. So that is just hilarious stuff. And that was definitely a find. This actually sells for $50, so it's a pretty cool find. Just a hilarious read, and I'm sure it's going to be hilarious to listen to that. Alright, next up we got Ramsey Lewis with Dancing in the Street on Cadet Records. Really nice, clean copy of that. That was a really nice find. Stereo copy. Red, white, and blue Cadet label. Got an Elvis record here. This is Elvis Country. Normally I pass up on Elvis records because they're usually beat to hell, but this one is in good shape and I thought I'd grab it. Interesting there. And lastly but not leastly, we have a private press of a steel band. This is by the New Bermuda Steelers, Life. So they're our Bermuda Steel Band. Private press here. Ed Marr. Just should be some interesting steel band music. I like steel band music, so that'll be a fun listen. So those are my pickups from the Hospice over the past couple weeks. That's really the only thrift store stuff I've been buying recently. The Big Goodwill doesn't have any records at all. They've gotten rid of their records for some reason and don't seem to be getting any more. I haven't had any in months. I don't know why. The Small Goodwill has a few records, but I haven't really bought any there. And the Salvation Army hasn't gotten anything new in at all either. So that's pretty much it. I've just been going to Hospice and buying a few things here and there. I hope everyone is doing well. Enjoy your music. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheers.